From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. U.S. President Donald Trump continues to declare his people are in charge of Venezuela, even as Venezuela swore in Nicolas Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, as interim leader yesterday. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Secretary of State Marco Rubio finally briefed U.S. top lawmakers last night for 2 hours about last weekend's U.S. military operation in Venezuela to seize its president and his wife from their home and extract them to New York to face drug trafficking charges. Some lawmakers demanded to know why Congress was not informed. Trump suggesting the possibility of additional action involving other countries, including Colombia. Here's more from ABC's Rachel Scott.
Colombia's president saying, "Do not threaten me. I'll be waiting here if you want," indicating he's ready to take up arms. In addition to Colombia, President Trump says he could target Cuba and Mexico and make Greenland part of the United States. The Danish prime minister says with respect to Greenland, if the U.S. attacks a NATO ally, then everything stops.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says the events in Venezuela over the weekend show why Canada needs to approve an oil pipeline from Alberta to BC, and quickly.
In a letter to Prime Minister Mark Carney, Poilievre says Canada was right not to recognize the illegitimate regime of Nicolas Maduro. U.S. President Donald Trump says he plans to take over Venezuela's oil industry and encourage American firms to revitalize it. Venezuela has the richest oil reserves of any nation, amounting to about 17% of all known oil in the world, but the industry has suffered under international sanctions in recent years. Poilievre argues that if the U.S. lifts those sanctions, Venezuelan heavy crude exports could be in direct competition with Canadian oil for space in American refineries. Lisa Laporte, The Canadian Press.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Paris this morning for a meeting with nearly 36 other allies of Ukraine in a bid to end Russia's punishing war on its neighbor. The Coalition of the Willing seeks to accelerate a negotiated peace plan and security guarantees for Ukraine. Carney will also meet directly with several world leaders, including the heads of NATO and Denmark. Toronto Liberal MP Chrystia Freeland has announced she'll step down as Prime Minister Mark Carney's special rep for the reconstruction of Ukraine and will also leave Parliament in the coming weeks. Her news came hours after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced Freeland will become an unpaid advisor on economic development in his country. Democracy Watch co-founder Duff Conacher says Freeland should have resigned before accepting this role. The city of Calgary expects to fix a broken water main by early next week, but the mayor says the pipe is fatally flawed and citizens should prepare for future ruptures until it is fully replaced. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Canada's under-20 junior men's hockey team comes home with bronze after Canada beat Finland 6-3 at the World Junior Hockey Championship in St. Paul, Minnesota. Gavin McKenna and Michael Hage each had 4 points. McKenna spoke about not leaving the annual tournament empty-handed.
Yeah, it obviously feels good. It's not the medal you want, but for us to come home with some hardware feels good.
Sweden topped Czechia 4-2 in the title game. NHL action last night saw the Seattle Kraken beat the Calgary Flames 5-1. Detroit skated past the Ottawa Senators 5-3. In the NBA, the Toronto Raptors dunked the visiting Atlanta Hawks 118-100, and the visiting Charlotte Hornets stunned the NBA-leading Oklahoma City Thunder 124-97. Canadian Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 21 points for his 108th straight game with at least 20. That is the second longest streak in NBA history. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.